5, 6 years, we've been saying to each other that this is a really tough budget for the Minister of Finance. And, well, this year exceeds them all. And as you say, one of the key things and major things that we are waiting for the Minister to actually address is how we're going to look at the debt levels and how we're going to manage that down. Because, about a year ago, we were talking about debt levels of 70%. Now there's certain forecasts that even go to 100%. But we definitely expect debt levels to exceed 80% this year and to continue climbing for some time in the future. The good news, at least, is that on the tax collection side, government has over-collected what they estimated in October. In some instances, we know why. In other instances, we don't. One of the areas is on mines and on agriculture. You know, the mining sector and the agricultural sector has been doing very well on the export side. So they've collected a little bit more, which, if you look at the overall debt levels and government's deficit on the budget, helps a little bit, but it's still not a good situation to be in.
Well, Lulu, interesting you say, we actually very good at collecting money. I mean, we know that over the years as well, when it comes to inflows, the revenues are there. But the key issue here is how do we spend the money, how wisely we're spending the money. And the SOE is obviously right at the forefront. For the last few years, budgets have come and gone. And a major area of focus has been the SOEs.
Yeah, we've seen that the IMF has also put that at the center of one of the criteria that they would like feedback on. So we got about 70 billion from the IMF at the middle of last year. And one of the things that they said is you need to manage down what you are spending on SOEs. And I really hope that that bit of room that we got on the tax side does not send the message that we can in terms of SOEs, just continue to spend how we want to. My concern is that if we look at, for example, the likes of SAA or ESCOM, for a very long time, I think there's a lot of South Africans that have not been happy with, firstly, the amount of money that has been spent on those two entities, and then secondly, what has been done with that money. Because I think that's a big frustration. You can still see the money going somewhere if something happens, and there's some positive returns. But we've continued to see issues with load shedding. We've continued to ask questions around when and how we will fly again, and if we actually need a national carrier. So those two SOEs definitely will be closely watched. However, I think we shouldn't forget that there's about 270 SOEs in total. Those are the ones where, and especially ESCOM, where the big money is going. But I really do hope that we look carefully at all SOEs. We look at whether we need them. And I think that is something, again, that should have been done quite a while ago, where a lot of our competitors in other countries that compete with us for investment, where they've made good ground and we haven't.
Yes. Also, Lulu, let's talk about taxation, because I think this is important to understand, because we know that at the end of the day, whatever way Tito Mboweni is going to try and balance the budget or make up for any shortfalls, at the end of the day, it's going to boil down to the taxpayers. And there's been talk about, wealth tax and taxing the wealthier. I'm not too sure what is going to happen as far as companies are concerned, because again, the whole question surrounding investment comes in, and at a very, very difficult time when we know, as a result of COVID-19, what global markets are doing, what global economies are doing, with the exception of China, obviously, but right across the entire world, there's economic turmoil, and this is where taxation at a very, very difficult time for the country, when people are in a state of anxiety, people in a state of worry, joblessness, homelessness, all these factors obviously are going to be contributing factors.
Yeah, I think if we start with the joblessness and the unemployment, that for government, I think is going to be a big concern, and it should have been, um, a concern for the last couple of years. And I think what I would like to see is that there's a realization that government alone can't create jobs, and that government actually realize that. And I hope that that comes through in the budget speech, because for me, one of the key things that has been there the last couple of years is, government seeing itself as creating jobs. And yes, it's an important role player, but personally, I do think that it's important to create space for the private sector to actually create jobs. The bottom line is, if we continue on the same road with the same trend, if we look at the job losses we had under COVID-19, we're talking 3 to 4 years for the economy or for output and GDP to return to levels that it was before 2020 or at the end of 2019, which wasn't great. Let's be honest with each other. It really wasn't where we wanted to be. But with jobs, we're talking almost double that. We're talking almost a decade for us to get back to the same level of unemployment, which was unacceptable, totally unacceptable. So hunger, jobs, etc., that's the one part of the equation that we desperately need to address. On the tax side, my tax colleagues are telling me at PwC, and that's some good news, that because of the tax overruns that government is expecting, we wouldn't have to see the kind of tax increases that we were thinking about. If you think about personal income tax, for example, we don't need to actually increase our taxes. Areas where we will see increases, however, is if we look at the road accident fund levy, and also if we look at medical aid taxes and what will be allowed there. But the good news, at least, is that if you're company taxes, we don't have to increase, and personal taxes, we don't have to increase. But there will be some tax increases, less than what we anticipated, which is a bit of good news, according to my tax colleagues.
Well, let's see what materializes comes Wednesday. But for now, Lulu, thank you very much for your time with us here on Salam Media. All the best to you.
Thank you so much.
Lullu Krugel, economist, joining us this morning. She's with PwC, and that is the budget, ahead of the budget this week. The time is just gone 8:30. We come back, and we are going to be taking a look at the African Union and Surya Dadu saying it's time to call out AU members on Palestine.
They say breakfast is the most important meal of the day, yet many children go to school hungry because of poverty. Penny Appeal's Breakfast Club aim to get a warm, hearty meal to underprivileged children so they can spend the day prospering in their schoolwork. Help feed a needy learner by visiting our website on www.pennyappeal.org.za or call 031 1100 573 to find out how you can donate. Penny Appeal. Small change, big difference.
What makes Randery Jewelers the optimum place for your memorable gift? Is it our range of exclusive, high-end, luxurious jewellery? Or is it our master craftsmanship of all your bespoke jewellery needs? We believe it's because at Randery Jewelers, we know just how to make your special moments last forever. Whether it's for a wedding, anniversary, or just a simple gift to show your love, trust Randery Jewelers to make it special. www.randeryjewelers.com. Make your moments last forever with Randery Jewelers, the family name you can trust.
DusiMed Medicine Depot Retail Pharmacy and Emergency Medical Depot. Conveniently situated in the DusiMed Medical Center, Corner Burger and Bosel Street, Pietermaritzburg. We provide safe, affordable and convenient medical facilities. Open till 10 p.m. every day of the year. We have a full-house clinic that operates from 2 p.m. to 7 p.m., which is run by a qualified sister. The clinic offers immunization, vaccination, wellness, general consultation, and more. Call DusiMed Medicine Depot on 033 3421 Duzi Med Medicine Depot, your pharmacy of choice. Give charity without delay, for it stands in the way of calamities. For child-headed households in Bloemendal in the Eastern Cape, the daily diet consists of white bread and a carton of cheap juice or sugar water, known locally as the poppy water diet. Make a difference to that one child or family. The Al-Fida Foundation has over the past 13 years worked on the ground and gathered the largest database in the Eastern Cape region of Muslim zakah recipients. Phone our offices at 041 484 1288 or visit our website at www.alfida.co.za. The Al-Fida Foundation, your social investment partner in the Eastern Cape.
Connect and stay ahead with Salam Media. This is